just tell him I rose up. I'm a survivor. Fight for my life. Coming back stronger. I will rise. I'm a survivor. Fight for my life. Coming back stronger.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to my Premier League Week 1 predictions for this season. Before we get into predictions guys, please be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. Let's see if we can still reach that 300 subscriber mark. I think we can. Now, the point system is going to work exactly the same during the Premier League. So, 1 point if you get the correct outcome, 2 points if you get the correct scoreline, and 4 points, which is a bonus point, if you predict a match that requires 5 goals or more. And let's see if my Premier League knowledge is better than my Championship knowledge. Right, let's get straight into the prediction, shall we? Right, guys, kicking off with the game that's happening tomorrow at Anfield is Liverpool versus AFC Bournemouth. I think this could be a very good matchup. Liverpool going to want to get off to a good start if they want to challenge for the title again and potentially win the league again. Bournemouth, on the other hand, still a solid team. You know, they've lost the likes of Kirkes and Huijsen, but I still think they're a solid team. I think this game against Liverpool at Anfield is going to be very difficult. You know, Liverpool have made lots of really good signings, such as Kirkes, Frimpong, Wirtz, and Ekitike. I think those 4 were really, really good against Palace. Despite them losing the game to Palace, I still think those 4 players right there are going to be very good for Liverpool. Bournemouth, on the other hand, even though they lost their players, I feel like they're still going to have a good season. But for this time, I feel like Liverpool are going to win this. I'm going to go 3-1 to Liverpool. I feel like the quality of Liverpool might just have enough to get the win over Bournemouth here. So let me know in the comments if you're a Liverpool or a Bournemouth fan. I've got Liverpool to win this 3-1. Next we go to Villa Park as Aston Villa take on Newcastle United. I feel like this is going to be a very good matchup as well. You know, 2 teams in Europe this season, so I'm wishing them both the best of luck. And I feel like these 2 are 2 of the biggest clubs in England. You know, Aston Villa got lots of trophies, so did Newcastle. Both of them have very, very good fan bases as well. So this is going to be a very, very loud atmosphere, hopefully, when we watch it. But I feel like Aston Villa might edge Newcastle here. They're the home side, and it's always difficult to go and get a result at Villa Park. Newcastle still a solid side. I feel like the likes of Gordon, Harvey Barnes, all them players are going to be really good for Newcastle this season. We're still unsure with the Isak situation. Is he going to go to Liverpool? Is he going to go somewhere else? Or is he going to stay at Newcastle? He has told Newcastle that he does want to leave, so it does depend on whether they keep him or not. But I still feel like Aston Villa might edge Newcastle here. I think it's going to be a very close one. Both teams to score, but Aston Villa to just edge it 2-1 for me. Let me know in the comments if you're a Villa or a Newcastle fan. I've got Villa to win this one. Next up, we go to the Amex Stadium as Brighton and Hove Albion take on Fulham. I feel like this is going to be a very good matchup as well. I feel like this game is probably one of the best matchups when it comes to teams that are not in the top 6, in the big 6 or even. I feel like this game is very underrated. I feel like both sides are very strong in the Premier League. Both sides have very good squads. And this game always goes either way. It could either be a Brighton win, a draw, or a Fulham win. I feel like this match will go either way. But I feel like the home advantage does it for me here. I feel like Brighton have a very good side. They've been a bit quiet in the transfer window. Same with Fulham. Both sides have been quite quiet in the transfer window. But Brighton, if there's one player that I think is going to do well for them this season, it's Minte. When they were down here on the South Coast during the pre-season match, I thought he was brilliant. Despite it being the pre-season match, and he scored both goals, by the way. He scored those 2 goals against us. I feel like he's going to be very, very good for Brighton. Fulham still have lots of Iwobi, Tom Kearney. They've got lots of really good players there as well. But I'm going to edge it to Brighton 2-1. I feel like both sides are going to score, but I'm going to have Brighton to win this one. Let me know in the comments if you're a Brighton fan or a Fulham fan. Oh, here we go then. Right, next up to the Stadium of Light, where Sunderland take on West Ham United. Welcome back to the Premier League, Sunderland. It's very lovely to have you back in the Premier League. Now, I've got to do it, haven't I? Sunderland have been very, very good in the transfer window. Now, it might come back to bite them because, buying a lot of quality might, let them stay up, but it could also get them relegated if it takes them a while to gel together. And we all know how difficult it is to stay up in the Premier League nowadays. But with this one, you've got to do it, haven't you? West Ham have got some good players. Jared Bowen will come up with a goal here and then. They've still got lots of James Ward-Prowse. They've now got Kyle Walker-Peters from Southampton. They've got lots of good quality in that squad. But I feel like with it being at home, Sunderland having their first game at home, I think that's going to do them a world of good. If the result comes their way, and I feel like I've got to do it, haven't I? Welcome back to Sunderland. Welcome back to the Premier League, Sunderland. I'm going to predict you to win 2-1 against West Ham. I've got to do it, haven't I? So yeah, welcome back, Sunderland. Let me know in your comments if you're a Sunderland or West Ham fan. I like West Ham, but I just feel like Sunderland might do it with their return to the Premier League. Okay, then moving on to the next match, where Tottenham Hotspur take on Burnley. I think this one's going to be a lot closer than people think it will be. I feel like people will look at this match and go, oh yeah, Tottenham are going to win this one 4-0 because it's Burnley. But no, last season, Burnley were very, very good defensively. Their defensive record was very, very good. Didn't let a lot of goals in. And I feel like, could they take it into the Premier League and do well? Possibly. But then again, the Premier League is a whole different kettle of fish. They have made their squad a little bit stronger, lots of Kyle Walker, bringing lots of good quality players. Leslie Ugochukwu, we know him very well as Southampton fans. Bringing in some Premier League quality and Premier League experience could help them. But I feel like Tottenham might do this one, but I don't think it's going to be as open as people think it will be. And now, Tottenham did play against PSG yesterday, and they did end up losing. But is that going to take it out of them a little bit? Potentially. But I still think Tottenham are going to have enough to win this one. So I'm going to go with Tottenham 2, Burnley 0 for this one. I feel like Tottenham will get it over the line, but only just. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you're both a Spurs fan or a Burnley fan. I've got Spurs just edge this one. Next, I'll go to Molineux as Wolverhampton Wanderers take on Manchester City. I feel like Manchester City have done very well in the summer transfer window. They've done very well to replace the players that they've lost. They've lost Kevin De Bruyne, but they've still brought in the likes of Cherky, Ait-Nouri Derby, and Reinders. I feel like those three players are going to do very well for Manchester City. Wolves, on the other hand, have been quite quiet during the transfer window. I feel like the main thing that people all know that they have lost Cunha and Ait-Nouri. Is that going to hinder them a little bit during the season? Potentially. But I feel like with those two out of the way, they can potentially not rely on them so much anymore, and then they can try and push in a team themselves, push for goals themselves. Now, over the past few seasons, Wolves have actually had quite good performances against Manchester City. So I don't think it's going to be an absolutely big rollover for Manchester City here. I feel like it's going to be quite tight for this one. It's the opening game, but I feel like it's going to be very, very tight. But I'm going to still edge Manchester City. I'm going to go Wolves 0, Manchester City 1. I don't think it's going to be a huge rollover. I just feel like Manchester City will get it over the line, but only just. Yeah, 1-0 for Man City for me. Let me know in the comments if you're both a Wolves or a Man City fan. Moving on to the Sunday games. First off, we have Chelsea versus Crystal Palace. Now, last season, before the FA Cup, I probably would have said that this one was going to be quite a good game for Chelsea. But now that Crystal Palace have won the FA Cup and now the Community Shield, and Crystal Palace have looked quite good over the past couple of seasons now. Ever since they've won the FA Cup, they've looked very, very strong. And I feel like this one's going to be a lot closer than I thought it would be. Crystal Palace still have the likes of Eze. I think they still got Mateta. I could be wrong with that, but I still think they still got John Philippe Mateta. Still a good signing for them. Still a good player for them anyway. They haven't lost him yet, but they still got the likes of Gahey. Now, he is linked with Liverpool, so it's only a matter of time before he does actually go there. But they've still got lots of good players in that squad, Crystal Palace. Chelsea, massively well done to them. They've won 2 European trophies during the summer. They've brought in a lot of good players. They still got lots of Cole Palmer, Caicedo, Nicholas Jackson potentially looking to have a move out of the club. Same with Nkunku, but then they have replaced them very well with the likes of Delap and João Pedro coming in. I feel like those 2 players, Delap and Pedro, are going to be very good for them. So I feel like this is going to be a lot closer than people think now. I'm going to go with my first bonus point. I'm going to go with Chelsea 3, Crystal Palace 2. I think Chelsea will just edge this one, but it won't be easy. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you are a Chelsea or a Palace fan. Next up, we go to the City Ground, which could now be quite an open matchup, this one. It's Nottingham Forest versus Brentford. Now, what I mean by it being an opening match is because of where both teams have gone this summer transfer window. Now, a few months ago, I thought this match was going to be quite close. It could still be close, but with both teams going in opposite directions, Nottingham Forest lost the likes of Elanga, but they've now brought in the likes of Jay Cunha, Ndoye. They've brought in the likes of Igor Jesus, Angus Gunn. Good backup for Matt Sells, that one. I think Angus Gunn was very, very good for Norwich. And but there's still the likes of Hudson-Odoi, Morgan Gibbs-White. There's still the likes of Murillo. There's still lots of really good players in there. Ola Aina. But Brentford, on the other hand, have lost a lot of their good players. They've lost Mbeumo. Thomas Frank is probably the main issue. That's gone now. They've lost Norgard. And apparently, I just found out yesterday that apparently Wissa is apparently wanting to leave Brentford as well. And if he goes, I feel like that's the final nail in the coffin for Brentford. Now, I'm not saying that they're instantly going to go down. I just feel like that's a bit of a worry for Brentford here. And I feel like that right there has sealed what I've got for my prediction for this match. I'm going to go Forest 3, Brentford 0. Might be a bit of a wild card, that one, but I feel like with Brentford losing a lot of those key players, I feel like Forest are probably going to win this one. And it's at a City Ground. It's very difficult to go and get a result at a City Ground, especially when Forest are at a good position that they are now. So yeah, 3-0 win for Forest for me. If you're a Forest fan or a Brentford fan, let me know in the comments. I feel like I'm gonna be very worried for Brentford this season. Alright, moving on to the first Big Six clash of the season. It's Manchester United versus Arsenal. Now, I'm really struggling with this one. I feel like Arsenal are going to be up there this season, but going away to Manchester United on the opening game of the season with the signings that they've made, bringing in the likes of Benjamin Sesko and Mbeumo and Cunha, very scary front three this time round. I feel like their front three is way better than they had last season, miles better. But also I've brought in the likes of Gyökeres. They've got the likes of Declan Rice still, Saka. I feel like this match is going to be very, very good. Very, very good battle of big sixes here. Now, the reason why it's so hard to predict is because you don't know which side is going to come out stronger, because Manchester United, although they had a really bad season last season, that this season they're going to want to put that behind them and be really good again. So it's going to be a very, very difficult game for Arsenal. I don't think it's going to be an absolute rollover like Arsenal fans might think. I feel like this match is going to be very, very close, and I'm going to go with a Desmond for this one. I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw. I feel like both teams are going to score quite a few. But I'm really struggling with the score prediction, but I'm just going to go 2-2 draw for this one. What do you guys think on that one, if you are a Man United or an Arsenal fan? And then finally, the Monday night game between Leeds United and Everton. Oh, this is a difficult game. Leeds United at Elland Road, I feel like that's where they're going to get most of their points this season. I feel like Leeds United are going to take the game to Everton. Everton under David Moyes, I think they're going to be much better than what they were last last season, the season before. Much better than they were under Sean Dyche. Sean Dyche had them quite near the bottom a lot of the times, but with David Moyes coming in, I feel like they're going to be well away from it. But going away to Leeds United, going away to Elland Road on the first game of the season is not easy. We can say that. Even though Saints beat Leeds United at Elland Road, even though other teams went to Elland Road, we can all say Leeds at Elland Road are very difficult to beat. And I feel like Leeds could very well kick their season off back in the Premier League with a win here. I'm going to go with a very close 1-0 win for Leeds. I feel like they're going to be right up for it. The crowd's going to be up for it. The players will be up for it. It's at Elland Road, and like I said, it's very difficult to go and get something there when Leeds are all up for it. So yeah, 1-0 win for Leeds for me. Let me know in the comments if you're a Leeds or an Everton fan. So then guys, that wraps up my Premier League Week 1 predictions for this week. I hope you all enjoyed. Please be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, and as always, share your thoughts and predictions down in the comments below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. See you later guys, take care.